Dipping into Covington County as we preview the Opp Bobcats as we end the near of our Wiregrass two-day previews. The Bobcats went 9-3 last season, losing in the second round of the playoffs to T.R. Miller. The team looks to build off the past season with second-year Bobcat head coach Mike Dubose. Despite graduating more than 40 players over the past 2 seasons, another heavy senior class has this team poised for success in 2022. And with back-to-back second-round losses in 2020 and 2021, Coach Dubose is looking to break the spell. He says this team can make it far in 2022.
Well, it's got to be our mindset, and I think that that starts when every day you come to work to improve you as an individual, and if everybody improves as an individual, coach and player, then we'll improve as a football team. Just excited, and I love the game of football, and love the players, and love what it does to help develop young men.
The Bobcats open up the season on the road against the Andalusia Bulldogs on August 18th.
Well, another big rivalry down south. Opp visiting Andalusia. The Bulldogs holding Opp to just 1 touchdown in this game. They win big, final 35-7.
Well, the Opp Bobcats and Andalusia Bulldogs also going head-to-head in Covington County showdown. The Bulldogs dominated this game from the start, taking the lead in the first 6 seconds of the game and adding 2 more scores before the first quarter ended. The Bulldogs showing why they are the second-ranked team in 4A in the preseason rankings with a 35-7 victory over the Bobcats. Andalusia going on the road to Florida to take on Milton next week. Opp looking to bounce back against New Brockton next week as they also start region play.
Another region clash out in Coffee County. Opp and New Brockton meeting on the gridiron. We haven't said this name this year, but get ready for this guy. This is number 7, Terry Davis. Scary Terry. Big running here. Dodges his way through a couple defenders. In for the score. Up 7-0. His quarterback Gray Jennings now is going to find Jacane Mount down the sideline in the end zone for the score. Opp cruising right now up 14-0. Next drive, New Brockton trying to get it back. Balin Foster throws an interception. That is Nelson Hall, and he says thank you very much. Wonder if he's got a Hall pass there for 6. 21-0 in favor of Opp. They win big, 41-20 over New Brockton.
All right, let's head down south to Opp. The Bobcats hosting Providence Christian. Bobcats ball. Quarterback Gray Jennings keeps it, and Jamal, check out this run. Dodging not 1, not 2, not 3. I think we lost count. So many defenders could not catch him, but finally he's brought down. Now later, Jennings again finds his guy, Zeb Green, and he will catch this and runs in for the touchdown. There he goes down the field. Opp wins 20-14.
I like that name, Zeb.
Zeb. All right, it's getting warm in the studio.
Both Providence Christian and Opp are undefeated in region play on the season. Something had to give this evening. The two teams meeting at Chanel Lee Stadium. Gray Jennings with the ball as he pulls the option, and watch him run. He's putting these Eagles on skates as he's making them miss before being stopped right around the 20-yard line. Well, later in the game, Gray Jennings looking right as he scrambles to the left, and he's finding his open man in Zeb Green. Zeb Green taking this one up the sideline and to the house as he's got nobody around him for the first Bobcat score of the night. And Opp is taking this one over the Eagles 20-14 to stay unbeaten. Well, a big 3A Region 2 matchup in Brundage on Friday. Pike County looking to stay close with the unbeatens in the region, while Opp is looking to move to 4-0 and stay top dog halfway through their season. High stakes in this Week 4 region matchup in 3A as 2 of the top 4 teams in the region go at it on Friday. Opp looking to keep moving toward a goal they set once the 2021 season came to an end.
Just get region championship, be focused, and be positive. That's one of the biggest things. We want to be positive about how we play and positive about how we're doing. And first game we lost, but we're focused every region game. We're going to play hard, play physical, and do what we do.
And some unfamiliarity as these two teams haven't met since 2019. But with Pike County looking like the Bulldogs of old, Opp knows exactly how the team will play come Friday.
It's a tough place to play. You know, they play the game of football the way the game of football is supposed to be played. You know, some people buy all this equipment, put all this stuff on and don't hit it. These people will hit you. You know, they're going to play.
And this will be a measuring stick for Pike County, with Opp being towards the top of this region the past couple years.
This game's a big game that I think is going to be a big evaluation for us. So I think, Friday night will answer a lot of tests for our team.
And game is recognizing game heading into this showdown.
There's some dogs. They've been working pretty hard, but we also been working harder. I mean, from what I've seen on the film, from offense, both sides of the ball, they're pretty good. They got some good players on both sides of the ball, but it'll be a really good game.
And the home field advantage is important for the Bulldogs as they look to knock off the 5th-ranked team in 3A.
It means a lot. It's a good community day. They congratulate you when you're doing good. They motivate you when you're down, try to bring you back up when you're doing bad.
For the first time in 3 years, the Pike County Bulldogs and the Opp Bobcats will meet this Friday. The two teams take center stage for our Week 4 game of the night. The Bulldogs welcome the Bobcats as both teams have one loss on their records. Opp is looking to stay unbeaten in region play, while Pike County is off to a hot start compared to last season when the team went 0-9. Now, it's also the first year under alumni head coach Mark Hurt, a graduate of Pike County High School. Now both teams expecting an absolute battle on the field.
I don't think we've played really well the last 3 games, to be honest with you, but I think we've grown a lot and then we found a way to win, even though we're not playing well right now. We got to play better against Pike County because they're a very good, very physical football team.
Now you can catch these two teams in action this Friday in Brundage. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m.
Our game of the night is taking us up 231 to Brundage for a huge region showdown between Pike County and Opp. Let's send things live now to sports reporter Nick Brooks, who has a preview of this huge Class 3A Region 2 clash. Nick?
Yeah, Justin, we are closing in on kickoff here in Brundage. An exciting one as the Pike County Bulldogs are hosting the Opp Bobcats. Now the Opp Bobcats are looking to remain unbeaten in region play, while Pike County is looking to stay in playoff contention. A big game for these teams as Opp is looking to achieve their goal of winning a region championship. A win tonight would make them the only 4-0 team in the region. Pike County looking to get a victory against one of the top teams in this region for a few years now, and the Bulldogs very well could pull off a win. Both coaches talking about the atmosphere and playing in Brundage.
It's a tough place to play. You know, they play the game of football the way the game of football is supposed to be played. You know, some people buy all this equipment, put all this stuff on and don't hit it. These people will hit you. You know, they're going to play. You talk to anybody coming out of Brundage and Pike County, and they'll tell you there's a lot of excitement in Brundage. Mark and his staff and the entire community is rallied around them.
Well, kickoff is a little over a half hour away, and you can feel the excitement starting to build inside this stadium. We'll have highlights and more starting at Friday Night Football at 10:05, but for now, we'll kick it back over to you guys in the studio.
Looks nice out there. That is our game of the night, and the weather will be cooperating. Upper 70s here at kickoff, falling into the middle to lower 70s by the end of the game.
Another first.
All right, heading south, Pike County hosts Opp in a region showdown. Opp ball in the first half. Jatarius Davis gets the handoff. He will go untouched for 63 yards to the house.
Kiss him goodbye.
Yeah, first points of the game goes to the Bobcats. All right, Bulldogs, though, they're going to respond. Omari Varro will find Ian Foster, and check out this grab from Foster. Oof, boom.
Nice footwork.
Yes, in the end zone, in great hands. What a grab from him. Opp gets it back. Jatarius Davis with the handoff again, going nice in cut. For the score. No one can stop him. Final, Opp wins 28-27, a close one.
Big scores.
Yeah, a lot of great games to get to tonight, so we will go ahead and start with one of the best on our slate. We went back and forth for our game of the night pick, but we wound up taking the trip north up 231 to Brundage, where the Pike County Bulldogs were hosting the Opp Bobcats in a huge Class 3A Region 2 showdown. So let's send things up to Brundage for our game of the night.
Game of the night, sponsored by McDonald's.
Well, a big 3A Region 2 showdown in Pike County as the Pike County Bulldogs host the Opp Bobcats in Week 4. First possession for the Bobcats. Gray Jennings looking to pass, but DeJuan Williams has other plans with a huge sack to force a 3-and-out on the first possession of the game. Bobcats punting away the ball, but the Bulldogs special teams coming up big. Quintavian Carter coming up with the block as Messavir Reynolds recovers the punt deep in Bobcat territory. A missed field goal by the Bulldogs, and Opp has the ball back, and Scary Terry does it for the Bobcats, finding a hole, and he is gone 63 yards to the house for the first score of the night, 8-0 Bobcats. Now Bulldog cheerleaders getting their team back into this one. Pike County looking to respond. Amari Barrow in the gun, finding his man with a quick release. Who else but Ian Foster coming down with the ball in the end zone. The Bulldogs are on the board, trailing 8-7. Ensuing drive for Opp with the ball, and who else but Scary Terry again making a few men miss, and he is in for 6. Opp up 20-7 going into the half. The Bobcats staying unbeaten in region play as they beat Pike County 28-27.
Man, what a game up there in Brundage.
And now, Justin McNelly with sports.
Week 4 in the books for high school football, which means it's time to introduce you to our Player of the Week nominees. Opp running back Terry Davis rushed for 184 yards and 2 scores in the Bobcats win over Pike County.
It's time to vote. Let's take a look at our Week 4 Friday Night Football Player of the Week nominees. We start with Opp's Terry Davis, who rushed for 184 yards and grabbed 2 touchdowns.
In Class 3A, Opp leading the Wiregrass teams at 6.
All right, heading south, Opp on the road against Rehoboth. Rebels quarterback Colton Trotter in the gun. He'll roll right, finds Terrell Townsend to set up 1st and goal. Rebels at the Opp 2-yard line now. Trotter handoff to Braden Hardy for the score. Opp quarterback Gray Jennings now in the gun again, hands off to Zeb Green, who breaks a tackle and has a big gain for the Bobcats. Opp will go on to win tonight 23-13, Jamal.
All right.
Well, a big showdown in Rebel country tonight. Rehoboth hosting Opp, second quarter for these two teams. Rebel quarterback Colton Schroeder in the gun. He's rolling right and finds Terrell Townsend to set up 1st and goal for the Rebels. And the Rebels at the Opp 2-yard line as Trotter handing the ball off to Braden Hardy for the score as they would go up 7-0. And the student section loving it right here as they take the 7-0 lead. But Ops QB Gray Jennings in the gun, handing it off to Zeb Green, who breaks a tackle and has a big gain for the Bobcats as they're looking for a score right here. But the Rebel defense too much to handle for Opp early on in this game. Jennings scrambling to his left before being sacked by Parker Peacock, who had a big night early for this Rebel defense. But Opp waking up in the second half in this one as they take a 23-13 victory over Rehoboth.
Well, don't go anywhere just yet.
The Rehoboth Rebels returned home tonight looking to end a 3-game losing streak, hosting Opp.
Yeah, but the Bobcats, how about that, have won 4 straight on their own. And here come those Rebels ready to defend home field as the cheerleaders open up us here in the game. And the faithfuls out there in Rehoboth land, we're making it happen here. First drive for Rehoboth, though. It's going to be a 4th and 1. And Terrell Townsend is shut down. So Opp would take over in plus territory. However, they wouldn't do anything with the ball. Their next drive, here's Gray Jennings from the gun. Heaving it deep, and he's going to find his man. That is Dada Stoudemire, one of the best names we have in the Wiregrass. That'll be a big first down for Opp. But the next play, bad luck here for the Bobcats. As Jennings thinks the snap's coming to him. It's a bad snap. It rolls around in the backfield, and the Rebels are going to fall on it. And just like that, Rehoboth looking like they are in position to take the lead. And it's going to be on that drive here as we're in the second quarter now. It's another 4th down. They're going to go back to Terrell Townsend on 4th down. This time he's going to pick it up through the air as he picks up about 10 yards right there. And that would lead to this later on in the game, a 1-yard score from their man, their halfback, Braden Hardy. He pounds his way in there. He fights for every single yard that he touches the rock. Rehoboth strikes first, 7-zip, but Opp would come out on top, 23-13.
Opp's Gray Jennings passed for 204 yards and 3 scores as the Bobcats knocked off Rehoboth. And finally, Houston Academy quarterback Caden Mitchell, who was
Opp Bobcats going to face off against each other in Daleville. Daleville looking to get back on track after losing to losing to Ashford last week. Second quarter, Opp QB Gray Jennings in the gun. Pass to Jabari Hill on the go route for a touchdown, and he gets into the end zone right here to take a quick 6-0 lead. Jennings again on offense for the Opp Bobcats, looking to score again, and he finds Hill again, but he gets stripped by Daleville's Caden Elmore and recovered by Amarian Pinckney. He's all over the field, playing both sides of the ball for this team. Now the Warhawks have the ball. Pinckney going to fake the handoff and runs up the middle, but he also fumbles the ball. So the Warhawks and the Bobcats trading the ball back and forth. Opp at the Warhawks 2-yard line now, looking to punch it in, handing it off to Jaquelis Lane, who punches it in for the Bobcats for another touchdown. They would go up 12-0 into the halftime, and Opp taking this one by a final of 33-7.
And that includes our game of the week. Let's go ahead and jump right to it. Number 4, Opp taking on number 6, Houston Academy, both undefeated in region play. The winner takes sole possession of 3A Region 2. First quarter, Bobcats going for it on 4th down. Gray Jennings under pressure immediately, and he's sacked, brought down by Jeb Daughtry. It's a turnover on downs. Raiders possession now, and they get fancy with it. Will Wells takes a handoff, but it's actually a pass. Wide open downfield is Rod Jackson. 31 yards on the strike, 7-0 Houston Academy. Second quarter now, still 7-zip. Raiders ball, 4th down. Daughtry takes the handoff, and he refuses to go down. 17 yards into the end zone for the score. All Houston Academy tonight. They win this one 42-7, Rosie.
A really big region matchup for the Houston Academy Raiders tonight, taking on the Opp Bobcats. Both teams undefeated in the region, hoping to take first place in Class 3A Region 2. First quarter, Bobcats going for it on 4th down. Gray Jennings under pressure. He's sacked immediately. Brought down by Jeb Daughtry. That's a turnover on downs there. Raiders possession now. They get fancy. Will Wells takes the handoff, but it's actually a pass. Wide open downfield. Rod Jackson, 31 yards. Houston Academy will go up 7-0 there. Then we go to second quarter. 7-zip. Raiders ball, 4th down. Daughtry takes the handoff. Refuses to go down. He gets into the end zone. 17-yard score. Wow. HA Raiders take this one by a long shot. They win 42-7 over Opp. Can't believe it.
Saturday night in Opp as the Bobcats hosted Houston Academy.
Now, both these teams are also undefeated in 3A Region 2, so one has a chance to take a clear path to the region crown. And here come the Bobcats, behind the cheerleaders, of course, and then later on, the road victors of the Houston Academy Raiders. HA, though, getting tricky. Will Wells, usually on the receiving end of passes. This time, he's going to throw it down the field and hit his man, Roderick Jackson, all by his lonesome. And that is how HA opens up the scoring in this one. Bobcats looking to respond. Jennings gets the snap, tosses it deep, and what a pretty ball that is. And what a beautiful catch. Did he get a foot in bounds? Yes, he did. And that is Jacanye Mount. Unbelievable 50-yard grab right there. Jennings trying to do it again. Drops back, but is pressed out of the pocket. And he's going to get out to his left. Make a throw down the sideline. What a tight spiral. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be picked off by HA, and he'll take it about 10 yards to end the first quarter. So what can Houston Academy do with that as they force the turnover on defense? Well, Caden Mitchell, he's going to convert that easily, handing it off to his man as Jeb Daughtry. Fumbling and rumbling in for a score. Houston Academy goes up 14-0, and they would not look back from there. They pour it on 42-7, a statement win. They're your 3A Region 2 champions.
Well, here are some other scores as we head out to the break from around the Wiregrass. We'll be back right after this.
Good Monday afternoon. We made it into week 10 of high school football. However, we can't get to the action of this week until we talk about our week 9 standouts. Opp's Terry Davis rushed for 311 yards, had 4 touchdowns with just 28 carries. Davis would help Opp take down Strong Friday night in a 38-14 win. One of those touchdowns, get this, 94 yards. Well, we made it into week 10 of high school football. However, we can't get to the action of this week until we talk about our week 9 standouts. Opp's Terry Davis rushed for 311 yards, had 4 touchdowns with just 28 carries. Davis will help Opp take down Strong Friday night in a 38-14 win. One of those touchdowns, 94 yards.
Now Opp and Ashford also going at it. Opp has secured the 2 seed while the Ashford Yellow Jackets have been eliminated from postseason contention. Well, 3A Region 2 matchup between the Opp Bobcats and Ashford Yellow Jackets. Opp quarterback Colby Ballard dropping back to pass after they get into the game here. Coin toss right now. He's finding wide receiver, or overthrows the wide receiver, I should say, for an interception by Quatavian Harris. Harris returns the pick for 20 yards before going out of bounds. The Yellow Jackets looking to score first, and Yellow Jackets, Devin Trez Blake takes the handoff, breaks 2 tackles, and walks into the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. Blake celebrating with teammates. The Yellow Jackets leading 6-0 in the first quarter. The Bobcats offense, though, looking to respond in this one. Bobcats, Scary Terry receiving the handoff, making one cut, and going into the end zone untouched for a 10-yard touchdown. The Bobcats leading 7-6 in the first quarter now. They would end up taking this one over Ashford 20-6.
Ashford, the Yellow Jackets close out their season with a test against the Opp Bobcats. These two teams have history, but the last matchup way back in 2009. Let's jump into 2022. Opp quarterback Colby Ballard dialing up the play-action pass, looks for a Bobcat but finds a Yellow Jacket instead. It's picked off by Quatavian Harris, weaving his way through and flushed out of bounds at the 50. Ashford looking to capitalize. It's the big man running back Trez Blake, taking the handoff, runs inside, shakes off a man. He finds his way to the end zone easy. Ashford strikes first, but the Bobcats won't go away that easy. Running back Terry Davis, the Opp workhorse, gets in for the answer. And now to the second half, it'll be Scary Terry again, up the gut, untouched, in for 6. A scary night he had, 166 yards on 31 carries and 3 touchdowns. Have a night, young man. Opp takes the dub 20-6. Marching Band of the Week. This one went to the Opp Bobcats. We go now to the band playing for their team Thursday night, taking on Ashford.
Band of the Week, sponsored by Buffalo Rock.
And congrats to the Bobcats.
Region 2 matchup between the Opp Bobcats and Ashford Yellow Jackets. Quarterback Colby Ballard in for Gray Jennings in this one, dropping back, looking for wide receiver, overthrows his teammate Colby Ballard, and it gets picked off by Ashford's Quatavian Harris. Harris returning the pick for 20 yards before going out of bounds. Now the Yellow Jackets looking to score first. The Yellow Jackets Trez Blake takes the handoff, breaks 2 tackles, and walks into the end zone for a 20-yard score. Blake celebrating with his teammates in this one as they take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. The Bobcats offense looking to respond. Bobcats Terry Davis receiving the handoff on this play, making one cut and going into the end zone untouched for a 10-yard touchdown. The Bobcats lead 7-6 in the first quarter, and Opp taking this one over Ashford 20-6.
Lastly, Terry Davis of Opp also finished with 3 touchdowns. He finished with 166 yards Friday as the Bobcats took down Ashford. Head over to our website right now to cast your vote. Poll will be open until this Thursday. We'll announce a winner later that day. Now, lastly, Terry Davis of Opp, who also had 3 TDs. He finished with 166 yards Friday as the Bobcats took down Ashford. Head over to our website, WTVY.com, right now to cast that vote. The poll will be open until noon this Thursday. We'll announce the winner later that day. That'll do it for sports, folks. We'll be right back.
All right, after a great season for Opp, the Bobcats hosting W.S. Neal, and it was all Eagles while our cameras were there. W.S. Neal's Kevin Farish gets the ball and gets a big run, too, and he is, oh, look at the stiff arm, pushed out of bounds. Later in the drive, Farish again fighting through defenders on this touchdown run, and I do believe fighting would be appropriate because they just cannot catch him. He breaks through the line, slips a couple of tackles, off to the races. All right, Opp's going to try to put something together, but the quarterback is going to cough it up, put the ball on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by Jonathan Carter for the Eagles. And W.S. Neal goes on to win this one 27-13. They'll take on Milry next week.
Well, Opp gets a big opportunity at home in round 1 as they take on the visiting W.S. Neal Eagles tonight. Kevin Farish, well, you see the team first coming out and excited to get things going here. Everyone's excited about round 1, of course, of high school football, just like we are. Kevin Farish for W.S. Neal with a big opening drive run on the right side. That's a pretty big gain right here. You see him as he goes down right there. Then Farish would do more than run it long. when he takes it to the end zone to open up the scoring. This happens late in the first quarter here, but he's gone. No one around him. He's able to go up 6-0 for W.S. Neal here. A host of Neal defenders. Then coming in on the very next play, you see we got our band going. We got some action going. A host of Neal defenders with the sack, and they'll strip the football from Opp's quarterback, Gray Jennings. So this not what we really want to hear right here going on. W.S. Neal lineman Jonathan Carter with the scoop. He'll take it deep into Opp territory there. Scoring opportunity late in the second quarter for W.S. Neal. Quarterback Carter Hodges curls out right and tackles it himself. He's in there. He lowers the shoulder at the line and puts the Eagle up 12-0. Opp would finally get on the board with a touchdown before the half, but not enough in the second half as W.S. Neal ends the Bobcat season 27-13.
Neal visiting the Opp Bobcats in round 1.
These teams have met several times before. The Bobcats lead the series 13-7, including a 34-8 victory over the Eagles last season. First up, Kevin Farish gets the give, shakes a man, runs over a man, finds some green, and then he goes down thanks to some shoestrings. Carter Hodges now gives to Kevin Farish, gets the give again, and this time hits another gear, outrunning some Bobcats, and finds the end zone to give them a 6-0 lead. Opp will go on offense. Jatarius Davis finds a hole and is taken down just short of the first down. The Bobcats would have to punt. Hodges again looks to pass, but can't find anything, so he rolls, outrunning some Bobcats, lowers his head, and finds the end zone again. Bobcats at the goal line. Gray Jennings gives to Davis on third down, who is just short, or is he? The chains come out and the Bobcats get the first down. There it is, that measurement, the first down for Opp. Jennings again gives to Davis, who follows the big man into the end zone to cut the Eagle lead in half. But the Eagles do go on to win this one 27-13 over Opp.
W.S. Neal went on the road tonight and upset 8th-ranked Opp 27-13. Up next for Neal is 7th-ranked St. James.